Okay, in this video, we're actually going to go over our operation and strategy um, um, to give you a better understanding of what we have going on and how we are actually driving those numbers. So let's wrap up our financial a little bit by looking at the companies that we have significant investments in. The first one is West End, which is a small real estate company. We've acquired them for two reasons. One, we really like the capital that they have on hand, because that's enough capital for them to develop one or two more real estate, to expand their real estate portfolio by one or two more developments, at which point, they probably will have a hard time raising capital and we can merge. Um, what really impressed us about this company was their ability to identify the markets where real estate was needed, and actually build a decent portfolio, as well as their ability to run a profitable real estate retail operation. Because a lot of real estate focused companies, they might do good on their real estate portfolio, but when it came to the retail stores they opened up, it was not always profitable. And to see that this management team has been able to do both is really impressive. Another reason why we made the investment is a strategic one, where if once they do open those two more developments, and they won't have the capital on hand to increase their real estate portfolio, but their market share will probably be about 7-8%. So we would at that time merge this operation with our company, and that will increase our or strengthen our leadership in the real estate market. Now, the next company we have a significant investment in is in Superforce. Superforce is the number 4 retailer in the market. This company has been around for 149 years, which is a very long time. It's been profitable throughout its lifetime. It has decent market share and operates in a number of the product categories that we operate in. So there's a lot of overlap. At this time, we're not trying to acquire them. We just want to make sure that we're in a position to acquire them if they do run into trouble, rather than a competitor like Fat Group. So we have a decent amount of ownership in the company, but not enough for them to be a subsidiary of our company, which is our goal. But we don't want to overpay for a company that only brings in $3 billion of revenue. So we're looking for opportunities where we can invest in at a price that we feel is worthy. Since they are able to still operate as a standalone company, and we have a lot of organic growth, we're in no hurry, and we'll continue to build up our interest in their company over time. So in our last business update, where we were focused on was getting our 2 manufacturing hubs up and operating, and we've done that. Actually, before the merger, we had both hubs up and operating, and then after the merger, we had to integrate the food and snacks-based manufacturing operation into our setup. And the stores that they brought on actually increased the demand of the products that we had in this that we were manufacturing in this hub, which were resulting in this hub, our main hub actually having to scale their manufacturing to keep up with the demand of the new retail stores that we brought on. So this hub serves the smaller markets, which is Lazarus, Najin, and Bangalore. So only 3 markets that it serves, and they're small compared to the other markets which I operate or oversee. But it is a significant amount of money. Another thing that we had to do was, when this was our only hub actually for the entire company, our warehouses units were at a level 9. Like for example. So once we realized that those small markets were underutilizing a level 9 facility, and during the recession they significantly underutilized them, what we had to do, due to the warehouse bug that's in this version of Capitalism Lab, is we had to transition all of our warehouses, and all of them was a 9, and moved the products that wasn't moving as fast to a level 1. And so that took some time. Had to make sure that we had this set up first we before we shut down the other one. One thing I want to take the time out to show you now is how the hubs work. So the way that our manufacturing hubs work is that we have the factory and the warehouses are the most important parts of our retail operation, if you not counting the retail stores. So, for example, the hair color is manufactured at this hub. Once the hair color product is ready, has been produced, it gets sold off to our warehouse. Over in the warehouse buys the hair color obviously from the factory, and then it sells it or sells it to the retail stores in the markets that it supports. And the retail stores then stock the hair color and set the price and raise it from there. The reason why we like this setup is that it provides us with a lot of flexibility. One of the benefits that we get from this is that if we need to increase or decrease the factory the capacity of hair color, we don't have to go through each individual retail store and tell them buy from this new factory. All we have to do is go to the warehouse and just switch its source, and then it's done. This allows us to be very agile in meeting demand without really affecting the customer or the consumer not being able to see anything besides. It allows us to respond to market conditions as we see fit, as we need to, without affecting our revenue or affecting the customer experience in store. One reason why we maintain this hub is because this was our main operating hub, our main hub for our entire business when we were starting. And so one thing that allows us to keep a significant operation in this market, continue to employ people, is that most of our raw material for our entire company still originates or is manufactured from this main hub. So steel, flour, citric acid, electronic component, plastic, paper, these, and this is why they are large factories. CPU, most of these large factories are the raw products that both of our hubs use, and it may just due to on the scale of our operation, it allows us to, in order to really squeeze the profit out, it's better for us to have one factory providing these things for the entire company than having multiple factories. Our research and development operation has always been in this market, even after it got smaller, and became less of a focal point for us. So our research and development operation is vital to our well-being, to keeping up from a technological perspective, making sure we have competitive products in the market. So for the majority of our research and development facilities, it looks like this. We have 3 units working on 2-year cycles on every product, even those product categories that we're not in. In addition to this, we also have what we term our innovation hubs, and we have a total of 6 of innovation hubs, but that focus on one product solely, and this helps us catch up technologically on a product that we may have fell behind in, and we're not able to buy the technology from a competitor. This gives us the ability to rapidly replace our non-competitive product with a more competitive product as soon as possible. And so this is the main manufacturing hub. Our farm business, majority of our farm business is here, except when it comes to like the chicken and the end products that we can actually sell in stores, because we have those in each market. So our pride and joy, our second manufacturing hub, is here, and this supports all of the larger markets, which is Rome itself, Moscow, Buenos Aires, and Baltimore. Those are the markets that this hub serves. Now, the issue that we're having with this hub, as I stated many times, is that we're having a severe supply issue. And so the for sale sign is not because factories are for sale. For those who are unaware, this is how I make a mark or make an indication for myself of which ones has an ongoing research and development or a training budget, so that I know to go back, check on them, see if they still need that training allocated to them, and if not, then we move it away. This manufacturing hub manufactures and operates the same way that our main hub does, except for the larger market. So they're dealing at a much larger scale than than Lazarus. And so, this factory makes the bath lotion. The bath lotion is sold to the warehouse, who wholesales it to the cosmetic stores in each market. And our challenge with this manufacturing hub, and our challenge overall with taking advantage of our growth opportunity, is trying to keep supply up. And so one thing that we've started doing, and that we think would help, is that we started doing two inputs, one output, to try to increase the supply. And it has been somewhat successful, but there's so many products that we still have a supply issue with. And so one of our strategies, is something that we're going to do, is that we're going to switch our manufacturing, our wholesale operations from something like this, from this where it carries 4 products, to having it just carry 3, and in all of those 3 items will have 2 inputs, and see how that works out. We're going to have to be very careful to make sure that we transition correctly, so that we are not causing where we don't cause a more severe shortage of our product. So HUD glasses, smartphones, always have never been able to keep up with the demand for those. And the way that we are going to transition them is we're going to keep the retail stores that are making $700 to $1 million order monthly purchases each month, or $1 million or more. We're going to keep them in this wholesale hub, and move the smaller ones to the second one, and then just slowly transition so that it doesn't affect the supply issue that we already doesn't escalate the supply issue that we already have happening in the stores. One of the challenges that we had when it came to the food and snack business is that the companies we merged with didn't have the infrastructure in place to really go to a national scale, and we had to really we had to invest and really get that up. One of the things that we had to do, I'm trying to look for that one product. I think it was, or the best way for me to identify that would be for me to go to our farm area. So each city that we operate in, as far as the frozen chicken business, we have the factory, or we have the farm for the frozen chicken grown locally in that market to supply it. Where we had a problem was with frozen chicken. So we had frozen chicken. We had our own frozen chicken that we sold directly to consumers. However, when we entered the food business and we needed canned soup, we realized that we didn't have enough chicken for canned soup, so we had to actually come here and develop and invest in a new farm specifically for frozen chicken or canned soup. And so with this canned soup, the supply, the demand hasn't been as strong. This is something that we're still working on. It is moving a lot of units. It is bringing in a lot of money, but it's just not meeting, it's just not profitable on a month-to-month basis. So there's a lot of growth just in the canned soup. Again, while we were doing the merger integration, we kind of lost focus on on what was happening in these larger markets. And so even where we're the only one offering canned soup, we still have a very small market share. And I think that has to do to our retail stores numbers not really being where they need to be in order to meet the demand, as well as a supply issue. Somehow we have a supply issue with canned soup, and it looks to be in the warehouse section. So normally I wouldn't do this in the video, but I'm gonna go ahead, now that I know that our warehouse is not capable of meeting the demand of the retail stores. I'm gonna go ahead and start increase the training there. Sorry for doing that in the middle of a video update. But that was something I was not aware was happening. And so those are the type of issues that we're having. There's a lot of growth for organic growth for us. There's a lot of areas where we can improve. One of the main focal points is going to be supply, because supply is really going to help, as you just seen with the canned soup. Supply is really going to make or break us as far as meeting our goal of being in the top 3 in each of our product categories. So we've been doing a lot of work. We have been. The merger was very successful. We're a much stronger company now. We operate at a very large scale. We're having to come up with unique solutions using existing tools as we scale up. But we're doing well. As for those of you who are aware of the history of our company, we were adamantly against issuing a dividend, but now that we're bringing in so much money, due to our position in the market, our ability to charge a premium for our products, we have so much cash coming in that we don't really need, that we felt it was a good idea to go ahead and just begin issuing out a dividend, returning money to our investors, and rewarding our executives for the hard work that they've done, getting us to the point that we are now, where we're in a position of strength, and just keep us on our toes and keep us competitive. And so this is the business update for WMG GP Corporation. I do plan on doing more of these. Now that this video is done, I actually can go back and start playing and trying to execute on some of the strategies and solutions that I've been thinking about in the meantime. And I do plan to do more videos. I know this is my first video, for those of you who are not aware, or my first 2 videos. So your feedback, comments, negative, positive, doesn't really matter, are very much appreciated. And continue to check out capitalismfans.com. Continue to check out our business journal. I may be investing slightly more time to the website, to the business journal, but I will continue to do the business updates. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, you can use the comment section on the bottom of the business journal. If there's an aspect of the company that you want me to cover more thoroughly in future videos, etc., you can let me know, and I'll make sure to incorporate that. Thank you for taking the time out to check out our business update.